Monday NHL leftovers. It begins with and ends with Jets. Jets. I don't remember what the final score was of the Jets-Oilers game because, as I've realized, a 3-0 lead in the National Hockey League, no matter the teams, midway through the second period, is generally a lock. And the Oilers ran away with it, and I think the Oilers and Jets have met 8 times already this year, and the Oilers have won 6. And watching the game last night, watching Twitter at the same time, never a good idea, but I did it anyways. And the people are throwing in the towel on the Winnipeg Jets. And our good friend Jim Toth, formerly of TSN 1290 Winnipeg, saying either this is a blip and the playoffs start in 2 weeks and there'll be a different team, or this is the beginning of the end. And I saw a lot of that. I got to just say this to the Jets fans. We got a lot watching. Now is not the time to throw in the towel with 2 weeks to go in the regular season. I understand they didn't have Nikolai Ehlers. Who knows if Blake Wheeler's at 100%? That's not the point. You said you didn't watch very much hockey last night. I watched 2 games. The Flames and the Habs didn't have playoff intensity, I'm sorry, and the Jets and the Oilers. And it did. But I mean, McDavid, he had another hat trick last night, and he's just blowing by the Winnipeg Jets. Connor Hellebuck's eyes get this big. Look, I understand it's a little bit of intimidating when you got Connor McDavid coming down at yet 117 miles an hour. You got it. This is what Paul Maurice is doing today with his coaching staff, figuring out a way to stop Connor McDavid defensively. And it doesn't begin and end with Connor Hellebuck, but you know what they're going to say. Connor, you are the best goalie in the National Hockey League. Okay, you're our guy, but you need to start playing like it. You need to be the Connor Hellebuck that we know. No more of this allowing 3 goals on 6 shots stuff or letting McDavid overwhelm you, because there's only 1 or 2 points between the Oilers and the Jets in the standings. And I saw the people on, I know this is going on real long, but I'm passionate about it. I saw the people last night in Winnipeg saying, oh, we couldn't beat the Oilers in the 80s because they had Gretzky. Now we can't beat the Oilers in the 2020s because they got McDavid. That team had 5 Hall of Famers in Edmonton. Nobody was beating Edmonton. Nobody. Not just a Winnipeg. This team has one Connor McDavid. And other teams are figuring out how to get this guy off his game. We talked about it last week. So no, Paul Maurice isn't throwing in the towel. They're devising a way, because they know they're going to be playing the Edmonton Oilers in round 1 to neutralize Connor McDavid. Everybody needs to be better. And by the way, when you turn the puck over in the offensive zone, don't just stand there and crap your pants and just look and see McDavid go the other way. I've said all year the Jets are probably the fastest team in the National Hockey League, but you don't have to just skate one way. You can skate 2 ways. Back-checking's been a problem with the Winnipeg Jets all year. So look, maybe they don't figure it out, and maybe they wilt in round 1 against the Edmonton Oilers, but I expect way more from the Winnipeg Jets. But to see people throwing in the towel with 2 weeks to go in the regular season because you can't beat the Oilers in the regular season, very disappointing to me. It's a 7-minute rant on point 1, Darren.
I want more of it. I want more of that. And I think our viewers do too.
Why? What are they saying?
Well, they're into it. And, you know, it's good. I mean, we have a passionate fan base too. And I mean, Edmonton does, so do the Jets. But they can play with anybody, right? But it's those mistakes. You talk about no back checking. You talk about the goaltending has to be there. You can't have those lulls. McDavid will put it in the back of your net so fast.
Hey, by the way, our dude Chip-In's watching from Seattle. He says, RP, the best to do it. I chatted with Nick Lewis out front of the studio here before I came in, and I said, your dude Chip-In Seattle, I like that guy. And Nick's like, he's all in, man. He watches the show all the time. Remember when we had him on last week? And he's watching today. We're talking about the Winnipeg Jets. I don't understand why the Americans care about this stuff. But we're not stopping now.
That's right.
I didn't want to put it on Twitter because it would live there forever, but I'll say it here. Here's what I was thinking when the Flames were wilting to the Montreal Canadiens. And I said I was watching all the games. I was last night. Flames are coming onto the ice, and Rick Ball's calling the game, and he goes, playoff atmosphere here tonight for the Canadiens and the Flames. And then they dropped the puck. To me, that was the end of the playoff. I didn't get a playoff vibe off the Calgary Flames last night. And when they lost another one, 2-1 to Montreal, which probably sealed their fate, I'm like, oh, well, Calgary can go back to ignoring the Stampeders earlier than normal now. Too soon?
It's the way it is in Calgary.
Right.
Unfortunately, that they missed that was a big opportunity, right? Gone. Vancouver now.
Yeah.
You know, you look at Vancouver and Calgary. You know, I'll never write them out until they're actually out because there's some talent there, but it's tough now. And when you look at Edmonton, Winnipeg, it's not about necessarily the results right now for Winnipeg and Edmonton. It's about preparing for a playoff series between Winnipeg and Edmonton because it's coming. Mm-hmm. It's coming.
Oh, right. That's what they're doing today.
It's coming.
Paul Maurice isn't sitting in his office wringing his hands making golf tee times. He's looking at the video from last night saying, how do we stop this guy? How are other teams stopping this guy? Watching, he's probably already been doing it, right? Trying to get his players to do it. Anyways, where was the comment here from Jack in Alberta regarding Goldberg? Can you guys put it up on the screen? It just came up here. Can you find it? Oh, here it is. From Jack in Vulcan, Alberta. He says, did you fellas know that Wanda Goldberg, wife of pro wrestler Bill Goldberg, is from Saskatchewan? Yes, Guy. She's from Emerald Park. I've known that for 20 years. It's a Saskatchewan thing. We all know each other.
Like, yeah.
We all knew that.
Everybody.
Long time ago. I like it. From Chip In. Yes, our founder and CEO is all in. He's watching always, even while he's working. I don't get why the Americans love this so much.
How about that?
How about that? From John in Edmonton. He says to the Stampeders fan, Jeff, Rod, how do you feel about what Rod has said about the Flames today? What, that they lost? Didn't you watch the game? They lost. How do you get mad at me for pointing out that they lost? Anyways, moving on. Just so you know, heading into the spring, we'll be all over the Stanley Cup playoffs and the National Hockey League because you will be too.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.